And welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. As co-host is in the upstate. I know you've been telling people as soon as you get in here, you're hitting the thumbs up. He's Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
Bravo, good to see you again. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm in there, hanging in there. How are you?
Man, better than I deserve.
You know, there's lots of things we could talk about tonight. I found an article on 247 Sports. I thought I'd throw some of these questions at you, but let's go off the top rope. Let's go with the Macho Man Randy Savage off the top rope, bionic elbow. Both South Carolina and Clemson played baseball series this weekend against teams from Florida, and the state took home one win, and that was Clemson winning today 6-3. Not a good showing for either baseball program. Clemson's lost two straight series now in conference play. They've been competitive, but it's not the kind of way you want to finish out the season, because that's kind of where we're getting to that point now.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least Clemson's getting swept by, losing to Florida State. I mean, the way they lost Friday night, that could have gone either way, and we know that. And then, they got beat up pretty bad today, but they won the other game. So at least we could say they were competitive, and they're losing to good teams. South Carolina's losing to shitburgers. Florida's not any good. And they got swept. This game caught Chuck. The stat up there was they got beat 38-8 in 3 games at home. And what the fuck?
It's insane. I don't even look. I like to make fun of Gamecock fans, but with this with this baseball team right now, it's like kicking somebody that's already dead. I mean, it really, really is, especially with the way that program once was and the way that it is now. It's just like, what do you even say? I don't even know.
It's so sad. And you about said basketball a while ago. Well, you'd be spot on there too. I made a video about that the other day. I don't think this guy's going to last another season. That he being quarter zip pronoun boy.
Yeah.
He's not recruiting. His recruiting is horrible. His transfer portal recruiting is horrible. 58th in both. 58th in the nation. Now, that sounds okay when you say, well, God, there's how many teams in the country, Carolina Jackpot? That's good for 15th in the SEC. 15th. Now, the SEC is not just a football conference anymore. They play big boy basketball over there. You're not going to spend the big boy money. Get the big boy players in. I don't know. They're in bad shape.
Well,
Right now.
I think I watched your video, but I think the gist of it was he hasn't been good since he got that extension. He just hasn't been good at all.
No, he hasn't. Oh, and I caught hell last year too when we lost that first round game to Oregon when they let Jermaine Couisnard go out there and just run up and down the floor laughing at them. I said then, I made a tweet that day, something to the effect of, we got this big extension, and then the blah blah blah. We're not worth a fuck next time we come out. To which I got some hate from that. I got into a hateful Twitter exchange of emails from one Gamecock Indian. From Twitter, who's not on Twitter anymore. He lives up in Gaffney, and he and I argued about that. He said, "This is why people don't like you, Kale." And I used that as my backdrop on my Twitter for the longest because I just laughed at that. They don't like what? Facts? It's blatantly obvious there that guy went out and laid a fucking turd. And he lost to a team that was seated lower than him. He shouldn't have lost to. It was goddamn embarrassing.
I'm with you on that. With some folks, it's like if you question anything, You know what I'm saying? If you question anything, they well, you're not really a friend of the program and blah 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 blah.
You're not a fan. You're terrible. You're terrible. I mean, you're terrible for the program.
I told you the story about Clemson, right? When
well, here's another one. People like you are why recruits don't want to come. Yeah. Well, I used to get that one a few years ago. Nobody really says that anymore, I guess, since everybody started securing the bag, but they used to. People like you, right? Recruits don't want to come here. They read this stuff on Facebook. Ain't no 18-year-old reading Facebook with a bunch of 30 and fucking 40-year-olds on it. Okay? No, it's just not happening. It's not happening.
Do you remember when Clemson had a story came out about their, like, I think it was their special teams coach. I don't remember. It was like 5-6 years ago. And apparently he had said some racial terms and blah, blah, blah. You remember that story?
It was the offensive line coach, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I have to go
Caldwell?
Yeah, no, it wasn't Caldwell. I think it was a special teams coordinator, if I remember correctly. But
somebody said they had said the N-word at practice or something, and then it come to find out he was, I don't know, just kind of reiterating what they said to each other. I don't something.
Well, anyway,
it ended up not being a thing.
Anyway, I put out the story on my page of Fox Sports Radio, and I got lambasted. Like, people were just like, "Fuck him," blah blah blah. Why is he bringing it up and all that? And I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't utter these words and have players come back and say, hey, this is what's happening. So I don't know why you're upset with me. Second of all, it's a story because you're a top 10 fucking football program. That's why it's a story. What? You think that Georgia's like, who gives a shit if a kid speeds at fucking South Dakota State or goddamn Vanderbilt? But at Georgia, if they speed, yeah, it's top news. Your program's one of the top programs at the time. Some shit like that comes out, people are going to want to hear about it. And I printed
winning gets you under that microscope.
Yeah. And, you know, like they called my job. They asked me to pull the story. I had to go through iHeart Legal and all that with them. And it's like, well, where's that? And I was like, look, this is the story. I'm not going to be like these jizz mops at TigerNet that are just going to have to suck Dabo Sweeney's penis to the end of time. This is the story that's out there. Put it out there. What the hell are they going to do? Take your birthday away? Well, yeah, the fans that do that are the most annoying. Your program does stupid shit. All programs do stupid shit. Mm-hmm. Just fucking let it go, man. It kills me. So, anyway. Word. All right, so we agree on that. All right, look. I've got some questions. This is from a 247 Sports article. There's a couple of different things that are in here. I thought we could go over some of these, Jackpot. Now, Jackpot's going into these cold, and it's kind of fair that way because we get his instant reaction. All right, so they have like 24 questions here, Jackpot. And some of the questions are interesting. Let's start with, do you want to do Alabama or Tennessee first?
Let's do Alabama since it comes first in the alphabet.
All right. Alabama's burning question, according to this article, is Ty Simpson the man for the quarterback job? I mean, I think that's who they're going to go with, but how short do you think the leash is on Ty Simpson, Jackpot?
They have a 5-star on the bench. So I'd say depending on how quickly that 5-star develops, probably pretty sure. If it's Ty Simpson more along the lines of the kind of quarterback that Kalen DeBoer wants to have, that Ryan Grubb wants to have running the offense they want to run.
Yeah, something like that. But
he's more of a pro-style quarterback. He's not somebody's going to run around like mildew.
I wonder if he's going to – how long they're going to have him. It's like – what I mean by that is how long of a leash is this kid going to have? That's kind of the big thing here. We'll see on that one. That's one of the big questions heading into the season.
Probably a short leash because despite
despite
winning 9 games last year, they didn't make the playoffs. They've invested a ton of money in that roster. There's always a ton of expectations. You lost to fucking Vanderbilt. I would say that Kalen DeBoer, he's not that far removed from being on an early hot seat.
Yeah, I think that's fair too. The next one's about Tennessee. Where did the Vols go post Nico? I know they got Joey Aguilar, who was at UCLA. They've got Jake Merklinger and George McIntyre, who are also there. And this is an interesting comment. Nobody a month ago would have thought, hey, these 3 are going to be in a battle to be the quarterback for Tennessee heading into the fall.
Yeah. Now, with Aguilar, he's been an interception machine his entire career. But now the Tennessee fans have already raced to his defense, telling us that quarterbacks don't throw interceptions in Josh Heupel's offense.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, we'll see about that.
That's almost as bad as the cocksuckers that are like, "Oh well, we never do anything wrong." Guys come here and they don't throw interceptions anymore. That is just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a gunslinger. He's kind of one of those maverick type quarterbacks. It's kind of like a Spencer Rattler type, really. I think. So, I mean, if you're playing that kind of ball, you're going to throw some picks. I don't really care who you're playing for.
I don't get the whole thing of, they're going to come here and they're going to be developed better. Shut up.
The thing about it is, Rob, this guy, and that's the thing with this spring portal window. It's why I don't like it. I've never really seen a player. Correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe you can name me somebody else. Maybe somebody can let me know. Who is a spring portal player signee the past couple of years who's made a huge impact anywhere? I don't know of one. I mean, because they don't go through spring practice with the team.
Right.
And I know, some of them are upperclassmen and they don't need it. Like Rocket Sanders didn't go through spring practice with South Carolina last year because he was hurt, and he ended up having a pretty good year. But
there's a difference, though. He was with the team, so he was able to sit in on the meetings and get the playbook, etc. He may not have been out there taking hits, but he was with the team, so that's a hell of a lot more than, hey, I'm going to show up after everybody's already left for the year. That's true. I don't know.
True. I mean, it's like when you come in the spring portal. I mean, you enroll, I guess. I mean, some of them probably don't even enroll to the fall, I guess, right? Or do they enroll automatically, immediately?
I think they start in the summer. They'll start the 1st of June, basically. So, it's a mess regardless.
With the workouts and stuff. But you're kind of limited on what you can do in the summer anyway until it's.
I think there's conditioning in the summer,
Yeah.
But all right, next question is let's go to Georgia. Do the Bulldogs have a playoff caliber offense? Georgia's got questions, Jackpot. I think Gunnar Stotton's going to be the quarterback. The article says the Bulldogs will rely on transfers for their biggest receiving roles.
Yeah.
The offensive line has loads of NFL talent to replace. And coordinator Mike Bobo, who is a piece of shit, fuck him, is far from a fan favorite. Does anybody like Mike Bobo? That should be the poll question today. Do you like Mike Bobo?
Uncle Lou likes him.
Oh, Jesus. Uncle Lou's a heel.
Well,
he's a heel.
He likes him. I mean, he took up for him last year.
I don't think he does. I think Uncle Lou's just a heel.
Well, I mean,
Uncle Lou would run around with the Mexican flag at in the middle of a Trump rally. He would do that.
They're winning games, under him. So, it's like, when, someone would throw an interception, when Carson Beck threw that interception, was that Mike Bobo's fault? Was that receiver not being open Mike Bobo's fault? That was the kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know what that he ever actually came out and said, I like Mike Bobo. He just kind of defended him in that way.
I don't know, man. Anyway, do you think that Georgia has a playoff caliber offense, sir?
I mean, depending on what these transfer wide receivers do, how they pan out, probably. I mean, a playoff caliber, you're talking about top 12. I mean, just the way they recruit, the talent they bring in, yeah, I would say they do. Just based off that.
Lots of questions, though.
A lot of questions, but they've had questions before, and they answered them.
All right. Will
Arch? I mean, they made a stars out of fucking Stetson Bennett and damn Lad McConkey, for God's sake. You think they keep Zachariah? But it's weird though. They do have some weird people that end up being stars for them. Then you bring in these talents like Zachariah Branch, I think he was a 5-star. Is he going to be any good? Don't know. What was the running back last year?
ETN.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really pan out to be anything great. I mean, he was hurt a little bit. Yeah, I don't think he was the kind of breakout star. You have the breakout season at Georgia they thought he would have.
Landon says Rob wouldn't say that to Lou in face or over the call. Yeah, I would. I'd tell Uncle Lou he's a fucking heel. Lou would probably tell you he's a heel.
Do you even know what a heel is? It's not talking shit.
It's not talking shit. I'm just saying
some people live to try to stir the fucking pot on something. Yeah. They'll try to take a goddamn comment and twist it 6 ways for fucking Christmas. Well, I tell you what, you can take it and stick it sideways up your ass. How about that? That's what you can twist it up and do with it.
All right, let's move to Texas. Will Arch Manning live up to the
hype tonight? Damn it! I'm liable to. I'm trembling right now, or I'm trembling. I'm getting angry.
Christ. Will Arch Manning live up to the hype? I say no, because I think the hype is just way too much. I really, really believe that. I think that the people are thinking he's just going to walk in and walk on water, and I don't know if that's going to be the case or not.
Yeah. No, I think he's going to be good. I mean, he came in last year and handled business. Now, I know they lost some receiver talent to the league, so that could be a problem. But I mean, look at the damn roster. They spent $40 million on it. $40 million on that roster. So they're going to be good. I think they're top 3 team in the country.
Yeah.
If something's wrong if they're not.
All right, let's go to Clemson, and then there's one for South Carolina too. So we'll do these two, and then we'll open up let people call in here. Can Tom Allen, the new Clemson defensive coordinator, lead the defense back to the promised land? So we haven't really dived into the numbers on that, but last year's defense for Clemson was one of the worst Clemson defenses in the past, I think, 12, 15 years, as far as just the stats part of it. So they go out, they fire the doofus that was running the defense, and they bring in Tom Allen from Penn State, and they're hoping that will, fix the Clemson defense. I think that, Clemson's going to have the idea that it's just going to be, we're going to bring this guy in and the defense is just going to be so much better because of him, I think is a little far-fetched. I'm not going to sit here and say, losing Barrett Carter, losing RJ Mickens, and losing those guys, you don't just magically, we're going to be better without guys that got picked in the NFL draft. If you think that way, then you're just an idiot, and I can't help you. Guys that get picked in the draft leave, and we're going to be better when they're gone. That is next level stupid. And people who think, oh, we're just going to be better without those guys, I don't buy that. I think the Clemson defense will be better. The one area where it could be better is in tackling. Maybe he'll do better tackling drills. I don't know. It seemed like the Clemson defense last year, they were constantly – they would line up and then look to the damn sideline, and they didn't know what the hell they were doing. There was a lot of that last year. Maybe he'll fix that. I don't know. But when you lose the talent that they lost, to think that they're going to be better with those guys gone, it's pretty stupid to me.
Yeah. I'm concerned about the talent a little bit. I mean, I'm not concerned about it. You know what I'm saying. If I were a Clemson fan, I'd be concerned. I'm not concerned about it at all. Sammy Brown's coming back, though, right? I mean, who else you got come? Who else is going to be a difference maker over there?
Well, I mean, you've got. There was some NFL draft board where Clemson had like 4 picks in the top 10, and projected with this one guy. And of course, you had the 2 defensive linemen whose name escapes the top of my head. Parker is one of them, and then I can't remember the other one. But, yeah, I mean, there's guys that are there. I think the secondary is going to have some issues. And Barrett Carter was a great linebacker. I know they tried to put Brown in there, and do you think that's going to help cover it? I don't know. I don't know for sure. You know, there's people that are going to say that they had – This was one thing that really bugged me in the South Carolina game. They claimed that if Brown played the entire game, that it would have made a huge difference. The reason Brown didn't play the entire game is because he didn't know the fucking playbook.
Yeah. Landon with a couple of stupid comments over the comment section. He says South Carolina quarterback can't stay healthy. That's not true. When was the last? How many games did Spencer Rattler miss from being injured in 2023? None, I think. 2024, Woodland Norris out, one game against Akron?
Well, and he could have played that game too.
He could have. I don't know where he I don't know. And I don't know who he pulls for, but let's go pull the health track record on his team. Also says South Carolina can't handle big expectations. I expect 8-4 from the Limp Cocks. Okay. I don't know who's got big expectations for them. Kind of big. I mean, I don't think anybody's penciling in South Carolina versus Ohio State in the goddamn natty game.
Isn't the over-under, like, what's the over-under, Jack?
7.5. That's big expectations. Okay, so 8-4, like you said, then once again, Shane Beamer would exceed his Vegas win total again. So, yeah, that'd be a success, wouldn't it?
We'll have plenty of time to get into all of that, but I'm in the camp of let's wait and see on Tom Allen. If you go and look at Penn State's,
I want to know how many games. I want to find out about Spencer Rattler's missed games from injury, and Lenore Sellers missing all these games from injury because, I mean, our quarterbacks can't stay healthy, damn it.
Jackpot, it's this one. It's one. They only missed one game, and it was against Akron. That's it.
Damn.
One.
Damn. Anyway. They're always in the injury tent. Jesus.
Oh, shit. Big Barney Ross for the bookcase of accountability. South Carolina football makes the playoffs. Oof. Big Barney Ross is being kind of bold.
Big Barney Ross is correct a lot.
He was correct yesterday. He picked the Derby winner.
So, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Is the Kentucky Derby the number one event in sports that I don't know, has so much pageantry and hoopla surrounding it that lasts the shortest? I mean,
yeah. I mean,
what's it last, a fucking minute? I mean,
I don't know. I bet Big Barney Ross went to the Kentucky Derby, took his wife, got her a hat because all the women have to wear hats. It's one of those things.
Get her a hat and a mint julep.
Mint julep. Yeah.
Isn't that what they drink there?
Yeah, mint julep. All right. Then we've got South Carolina. Here is the write-up for South Carolina. How costly are the veteran departures? 3 Gamecocks heard their names called in the second round of last week's draft, and 2 more followed later on. There's a lot of major talent still on hand, but Shane Beamer has to prove capable of reloading backwards. I'll let you spin that one, Jackpot. Which way you going there?
Yeah, I mean that's valid. I mean, I think it's concerning. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have some people starting games that haven't started a lot of games. We got our up front, our defensive interior is you got a lot of guys there who haven't played a whole lot of football, really, that are going to be in starting and backup roles. I mean, the guy from junior college that's transferring in is going to be. I mean, he's taken the most snaps in college out of any of these guys. So.
Right.
I do. I think they're going to take a step back. I mean, hopefully it's not so severe that it's going to cost them, because I think their offense is going to be better. I've went on record. I said I think they'll give up 7 more points a game. And I'm just throwing that number out there. I can't really quantify it like that. But 7 more points a game on they're going to give up. I think they're going to score 7 more points a game. Having a defense, though, being able to score a bunch of points is great, but having a defense, especially, and it's not just, it was them creating all those turnovers, all the havoc plays they created. That plays into that too. It's not just stopping somebody for no gain. It's creating opportunities to get the ball back in favorable field position. I talked about that Oklahoma game. I mean, we won 35-9. We got outgained. We got outgained by Oklahoma, yet we beat them by 26 points because of turnovers.
Yeah, well, but that's the one stat that you really can't you can't tick that over from year to year. You know what I mean? It's just either you get them or you don't.
Landon says you went 9-3 and cried about not getting in last season. This guy's never participated before, but I like this. I like people that'll bring some bullshit and we can spin it back. You went 9-3 and cried about not getting in last season. I think you expect to make the pass. Okay, first of all, I didn't cry about not getting in. I bitched about it for a day, and then it was over with. They got fucked. They got hosed out of a whole goddamn game. I think everybody that has a set of eyeballs that watched college football last year could see that. But they didn't get in. That was, just a stroke of bad luck. But is my expectation to make the playoffs this year? I mean, it'd be great. But looking at, how much they've got to replace, I don't see them going to the playoffs. They just don't. They've got to replace too much, and they just don't. They're doing good in the transfer portal, but once again, you don't know these guys. They've hit on a lot of these guys, and they've got a good track record with them. But sooner or later, you're going to miss on some of these guys. Plus, they're recruiting. They just know they don't recruit like that. They just can't restock the cupboard just like that, like some teams can. It's not like an Ohio State or a Texas where these guys just slip in and you don't miss a beat. South Carolina's not like that. So, no, I don't have expectations to make the playoffs. Be great, though.
We're bringing Tiger Red Devil, but Brock says, as a South Carolina fan, I have a bad feeling about this upcoming season. Not saying the hype isn't deserved, but I just feel like the losses on defense and Beamer's track record of hiring OCs scares me. Yeah, I think that's fair because you could make an argument that what if Shula comes in and decides, you know what, I want to turn Lenore Sellers into a drop back passer. I want him to stay in the pocket like we had him do in the Illinois game. I don't want him running around and making plays and shit like that. I want him to stay in the pocket, make the read, and make throws down the field.
Why would
which
you
is
do
not
that? That's not his game.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You have Shane Beamer has a history of hiring dumb fucks as offensive coordinators. You and I both know that.
Well,
so what if that's
he
the
had
case?
to go out and hire Marcus Satterfield in the pinch. Because he got fucked by Mike Bobo on that deal. It's not like he had the pick of the litter out there. You know what I'm saying? He had to go find somebody.
All right. Tiger Red Devil, what do you got?
Hey, man? What's up? Well, I had to come over. I came on the show like 2 weeks ago, ran my big mouth about Clemson baseball, and they have lost 5. Yeah. They beat Georgia, and then they lost 5 of the last 6 games.
Didn't I tell you
yes,
to calm
you did.
I told you to calm down. Gotta calm down with that shit. Remember, college baseball, none of the games matter until
June. Yeah, but hosting a regional and a super regional. They need to remember that.
Well, like I said, though, I mean, look who Clemson's. I mean, there's no shame in losing a series on the road to Florida State.
Yeah, but
there's really no shame in. And now getting swept by NC State might have been a little bit of a stretch, but
exactly.
And that was kind of surprising, but all year. So.
And we had Friday's game, but Malstead gave up the lead, and that's something he never really does. I mean, that guy's a save machine. I thought we had the first game, but nope, wasn't in the cards.
We've got run ruled 3 or 4 times in just SEC play.
I know. You guys are going through the ringer right now.
Stat of the year for the Gamecock baseball team is you're up what? You're up 7 runs in the damn 9th inning and give up 2 grand slams in the 9th and lose.
Was that?
I've never seen that in college baseball.
Was that today?
No, that was 2 Saturdays ago.
Ole Miss.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Okay.
A&M, that's right. All right, Jackpot Landon is new to the program. He wants to come in. We'll let him on the show here. Landon, what's up, buddy?
Tom. I tried to.
What's up?
Hi, Landon.
How y'all doing?
Good.
What's up, Landon?
So I just had a question earlier. Like, which fan base have you seen that you think is like the most delusional, that thinks they're just going to have a great year?
Is this Dr. Vol? He sounds like Dr. Vol.
Do what?
Yeah, Dr. Vol.
Yeah, this is Dr. Vol.
Somebody's fucking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. You get while you're listening to the show. Whatever that speaker is.
Or is it better now?
There you go. I think so.
Nope.
All right, anyway, go ahead and out there, buddy. We'll be quiet.
Do what?
What else do you have for the show?
I have a statement then, since you don't want to take the question. I think Oklahoma fan base is delusional as fuck this year. They think they got the Washington State coordinator and they think he's gonna come in, but they ain't got no damn different receivers than they had. They still got a lot of injuries. So that damn quarterback ain't got nobody to throw the ball to, and that damn offensive line is still just a shit show. Okay, so Oklahoma is not going to be in the playoffs. They're not going to go from being a 6-6 team to fucking winning the Natty.
I agree all the way.
They might be a couple of games better. They might get to 8-4, but I mean that's not what they're expecting. I've listened to these podcasts and stuff from them, the Sooner Surge podcast. They think they're beating Texas, and they think they're fixing to run shop in the SEC this year.
No, I don't know. I don't know about running.
All right. Well, I appreciate it because of the feedback.
That was bad.
It has nothing to do with Landon. It was just, and I'll answer his question. We weren't trying to avoid his question. I think that there are lots of fan bases that are over the top as far as we're going to win every year. Ohio State fans are like that. They think they're the best thing ever, even though they want to fire their coach. You could throw Tennessee in the mix.
They picked up three.
Do you think, Rob? Do you think some of the
4 transfer portal wide receivers? Giovanni Gibbs. I don't know if any of them can play or not. Besides Mateer, they picked up that Cal, Jaden Ott. Right. He's a 4-star transfer, and he was hurt some last year too. That affected Cal's season a little bit. If he's healthy, I mean, they have the 12th ranked transfer portal class.
I think they'll be better than last year because they were dog shit last year.
Yeah, I mean, when the bar is that low, that's like, you've got that. They can be better than that. I mean, I think that if Venables doesn't go 8-4 at least, he is going to be fired.
I was about to say that.
He will be a consultant at Dabo Sweeney, sort of like Terry Bowden was, and Jeff Scott and all those guys. Jeff Scott's selling real estate. Why the fuck do you go back to Clemson?
Just go to Kansas State. And where you from?
Yeah, but I'm just saying he'll end up doing something like that.
Chris Kleiman, don't fucking help damn Dabo.
He's not. Whatever. He'll go somewhere. If he wants to go back to Kansas State, I don't know why anybody would want to go there anyway. But if you want to go up there, fine. That's where he's from.
Sunflowers, sunshine, all that good shit.
Sons of bitches. Anyway, so there you go with that. What else did you have there, Tiger?
No, I was just going to talk about the baseball team and Ian Schifflin becoming a Clemson tight end. I don't get that at all.
Well, I thought about that.
He used his 4 years of eligibility. He shouldn't have any more.
How do you have basketball or football eligibility, but you don't have any basketball?
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand
because this is 2025 and we can do whatever we want. Hey, I mean, I wish somebody would research that and find that one out. I mean, it's not. I don't care. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a big difference maker. He hasn't played football in a while.
He hasn't played since I think the 7th grade or something like that.
The 7th grade
is something like that.
No, he played ninth grade. He played quarterback, and then he stayed on basketball. To do football. So.
Well, he's athletic, so I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, hey, we're gonna have a 6'8" tight end. I worry about.
He's gonna be the next E.J. Jenkins. Remember him?
Christ. Yeah. Big Barney Ross, welcome to the program.
Hey, I got a question for Jackpot.
Okay.
Now, your basketball team.
Oh.
He dropped himself off. I didn't do that. That's Big Barney Ross. I don't know what happened there.
KHI, Kentucky Home Internet.
I'll let him get on there. Hey, guys, I was saying Clemson baseball team sucking ass right now, but I still love them. So go Tigers.
Clemson baseball team is 1-5 in their last 6 games.
We got Coastal Carolina in Myrtle Beach on Tuesday.
They play Coastal, and then they've got Duke.
Then Pittsburgh, and that's it.
Fuck Pittsburgh. Yeah. All right, man. Thank you, bro. All right, Big Barney Ross. We'll try again. What's up? Oh, wait a minute. Big Barney Ross dropped again. I didn't do it. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, yeah. So once again, baseball. Just wait till June. See how things go. And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and put this out now. This Clemson baseball team has the capability to go to Omaha or get eliminated in the regionals because they have this whole thing of their day 3 pitching is terrible. Yeah. Go and look at it. They've been 10-run like twice this season. All right, Big Barney Ross, let's try again, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. I didn't cut him off. I don't know what.
This government cheese app we're using.
Yeah, well, we may have to upgrade when we go to football season. We'll see about that. It's like it's twice as much for the other.
What's going on with these Atlanta Braves with these new seats they've installed in right field? Is that like premium seating now or something?
Like those are the ones with like the core seats or whatever.
Yeah, the ones in the boxes. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
I haven't noticed it before this year. Though, I mean, that looks like that would have decreased the capacity on the stadium.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing out there, but that Atlanta team they're terrible.
I mean, they're winning right now.
Points. But they've already lost a series to the Dodgers. I will give them credit.
The Dodgers are 23-10.
Yeah, fuck them.
Freddie Freeman hit a home run he reached down and golfed one out last night. It sounded like he was getting some booze.
Austin Riley hit 2 homers tonight. I don't know what the score is.
It's 4-3. It was 4-0. It's 4-3.
Yeah. Are they losing?
No, Rob. They didn't take a run away from them. He hit 2 2-run homers. They're up 4-0 right now. They're up 4-3. The runner on first. Yeah, the Dodgers are always hooping. I mean, they never have a bad team, ever.
They spend I think they spend the most money in baseball, Jackpot. Like, let's look. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up really quick here. All right, let's see here. There's Big Barney Ross again. Big Barney Ross, welcome to the program. And then he leaves again.
Poop says, Jackpot, I saw you in Wally World the other morning, but you were working, so didn't want to bother you. You wouldn't have been a bother. You should have come over there. We could have shared what is it, Zevia? Isn't that what you're drinking these days? A cream soda?
Yeah. Yeah, if you see Jackpot working in the Walmart, with the tater chips and everything else, he likes it if you come up and give him a hug. He loves hugs. Just walk up and give Jackpot just a nice big hug and tell him how much you love him. He loves that shit. So make sure you do
Which
that.
Which Walmart was it? Because I got several of them.
So the Dodgers payroll, here it is, $354 million. That's how much their payroll is. So, which of course is the tops in baseball. So there you go with that. We'll see how the Braves hold up.
Japanese guys they got to be a little bit costly, just a little bit.
Matt says a hug from behind. I mean, Jackpot likes all hugs.
What are they paying this Ohtani dude? I mean,
Ohtani's interesting because he used to be able to pitch too, but he was a hell of a pitcher. And then he could also do the other shit in the field. But Ohtani makes a shit ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to look up his contract, but it was pretty good. Someone asked if he work in Georgia. I don't think he does.
No. Nope.
All right. Final call for calls this evening as Peckerhead's going to join the program.
They had a route actually for sale, like an Utz chip route was actually for sale in northern Georgia and the Franklin, North Carolina area. And I'd looked into it last year about possibly buying it. It was only doing like $6,000 a week, which is very low. And a lot of the stores weren't being serviced, and there's a lot of chance I think they're to make some money, get some equity built up in it. And I was looking into it. It'd be about an hour drive away at least, just to get there. Yeah. And then on top of that, in order to get my product, I'd have to go to Duluth, Georgia. That's near Atlanta. Fuck all that. No.
I see a lot of body cam videos coming out of Duluth County, so you probably want to steer clear out of that. Or Duluth, I don't know if it's a county or not, but that Duluth Police Department.
Duluth is in DeKalb County, I think.
DeKalb, yeah, that checks out.
All right, Peckerhead, what do you have for the show?
Well, first and foremost, how are you gentlemen doing this evening?
And better than we deserve.
Yeah, I heard that. Apart from that ass whooping we just received. I didn't see the score of the second one, by the way. How bad did that second game get?
8-0.
Oh, they called the dogs off on. Thank God, man. I mean, 22. What was it? 22-3.
22-3.
Holy
I'm just giving up on that bunch. Really.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the dude's surely he's going to get fired at the end of the year if this keeps on, right?
I don't know. I looked it up. He makes $1.3 million a year. They've got him signed up through 2029. So they owe him, I mean,
that's not the worst.
A little over $5. Gwinnett County. That's right.
Yeah. How old is he? He's got to be.
Because there's a water tank there. It used to, I don't think it says it anymore, but there was a water tank right on the side of the intersect that said Gwinnett is great. Sorry, didn't mean to deviate, but I remember that now.
I'm trying to figure out how old this coach is.
60 something.
He was born in 1957, so that means he is 67 years old. And so he signed to 2029, which is 4 years from now. You guys are going to pay this guy in his 70s to coach your baseball team.
What was his last record at LSU?
They fell off.
I mean,
did they?
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
They signed him up big time. He has money too built into his contract for incentives for reaching certain thresholds during the season and wins, which he's going to fucking hit none of those.
Next year,
they ought to take some of his salary away from him.
I was just about to say next year, 50% of his salary.
Let me give you this.
Go ahead.
Let me give you this, okay? So his last good season at LSU was 2017, where they were the runner-up. The following year, they made the regionals. They were 39-27. The year after that, they made the super regionals. They were 40-26. The COVID year, no one cares because they didn't play it. And then his final season, they were 13-17 in conference play.
Ugh.
Well, that's a hell of a lot better than he's doing here right now.
The wheels have come off. How many Gamecock wins do we have this season in conference play? At least you've won a series.
Call me ignorant, but how much? And this is probably a really dumb question. Realistically, how much does the coach you have affect your fucking play in baseball? Because at the end of the day, it's can you track the ball and hit the motherfucker, right?
Well, no, I think that I mean Ray Tanner left and y'all.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Shit.
What does a manager actually do that affects the outcome of how his players are playing in baseball?
Well, in tight games, I mean, he's going to make decisions in terms of, he makes final calls in terms of base running and pulling players and pinch hitting and all that kind of bullshit. But they're not even in any close games. I mean, they're getting blown out. So
he made the choice to leave that kid Jones, I think is his name, in the Texas A&M game after he gave up the first grand slam. He's like, nah, you just stay out there. And he walked the bases and he still let him pitch. The one strike he throws after walking all those guys gets hit to the other end of Texas. I mean, he left that kid in there, and in addition to losing the game, he's killed that kid's confidence because that kid's like, man, I can't go out and do anything right now.
Well, like, why the batting, though? We're terrible at hitting the fucking ball. Is there even anything he can do to fix that, or is it just the players got to fucking start performing?
I think that what did I read about? I mean, you guys have top 25 talent on your roster according to a couple of different websites, but I mean, it's all got to come together. You don't have. I mean, do you have like one guy on that team, Jackpot, that you fear? Remember, like when Ray Tanner was there, you had several, Jerome Peters and all those
probably
guys,
Ethan
and Justin
Pestry,
Smoke.
surely, right?
Yeah.
He's probably the only one.
Yeah. But I mean, you don't have anybody that that you're like, okay, we have to worry about this guy, like Camarilla for
Like a Wes
Clemson.
Clark.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's weird, man. And like, granted, admittedly I don't follow the baseball team much. I really don't give a shit about baseball. But it is very odd to see how higher after higher it continues to get worse. You know what I mean? There hasn't been like a coach that's came in and really just improved on the guy previous. You know what I'm saying? Since Ray Tanner. It's just gotten worse.
Maybe it's time now to let someone else hire that person, and obviously that's what's going to happen because Tanner's hired the last 3.
Yeah,
you can't. Here's the thing, too. I wondered if this guy was just like a buffer to give the job back to Monty Lee. That ship has sailed. I mean, when you wipe the slate clean now after this disaster, which I think they're going to give him another year, but
it has been a disaster. And honestly, they still have a winning record. But I mean, what they started the season off like they're like 10-0, weren't they? But them and Clemson were both like 10-0 or something when they squared off.
Well, the thing is,
and then they all.
I just recently looked it up, and while Donetti was our current AD, Donetti, while he was at TCU, the coach he hired at TCU got back-to-back Big 12 championships and an appearance in the College World Series. So if that ain't his first hire attacking that baseball team, I don't know what the hell it could be realistically. It seems like he's got decent track record for hiring baseball coaches. So maybe they can turn that around. But like Rob said kind of in the past, to have a fucking college football not college football, but a college baseball arena like Founders Park, you should be ranked in the top 10, top 15 year in, year out. Realistically.
They've got the facilities for that. And to be honest, they've got the alumni and the fan base that want to have a good
they show
team.
up, man. They show up to them baseball games. Drink them $20 wine slushies, man. On it, does South Carolina baseball team operate at a profit? It might. No. Okay.
No teams operate.
No baseball team. Fair.
Just the football team and basketball.
Yeah.
Even women's basketball operates at a loss. Can you believe that?
That's fucking crazy. Women's basketball operates at a loss.
Yeah, I mean, she puts asses in the seats. I mean,
well, to be fair, those tickets I think the upper deck tickets probably go for about like $2 to $5. I think they're dirt cheap
for the women's game.
Oh yeah, well, when they're playing somebody shitty, I don't know about when the bigger games, but I know
not when UConn comes to town or
when UConn comes to
town,
Tim
Mulkey comes around.
I know for SEC play and stuff like that. I mean, the Sunday games down there, I mean, they are expensive. I mean, I looked it up and it was some stupid number to go and watch them play. That's great, but there's only two women's programs that turn a profit. UConn, the other one.
UConn and who?
UConn. You want to guess the other one?
Let me think about this. It's probably going to be. It's not LSU.
Nope.
Oh, fuck. Who? Is it Stanford?
It is Iowa.
Jesus.
Those are the only two in the country that turn a profit.
Well, they might be getting those numbers from the Caitlin Clark year. People still go to Iowa women's basketball?
Before that.
Wow. That's impressive. Good for them.
Yeah, I think the past 7 years they've been in the block.
Good for them. I'm not mad at
Caitlin
that.
Clark's gone now. It's back to regular Iowa basketball.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of pasty-faced fucks.
I love how if you like their fan base, by the way, you can talk about a delusional fan base. They were Jesus. They were in the comments section for like the state for anything that like Don Staley's program did this year or whatever. They were constantly trying to raise that Iowa flag and talking about, well, our program's great because we play basketball the right way. It's not about bully ball and just beating people up. We play X's and O's, and we have great players that do play it the right way.
I guess Shaq isn't a good basketball player now. Shaq, right? Big Diesel. He's just fucking terrible. I mean, what a shitty take.
No, it's hilarious to me.
Well,
like,
speaking of
Don plays bully ball.
Well, speaking of basketball, Rob, and pardon me if you already addressed this earlier. I didn't have a chance to tune in earlier, but have you talked about Shefflin moving to tight end yet?
We did for a minute. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work. We'll see.
Well, have you read anything about that? So, does your eligibility clock, is that per sport?
I'm going to research that. That's my homework. I'm going to research that and figure out the eligibility.
It's so weird. Yeah, because if you're out of eligibility for baseball, how do you just still have eligibility for football? Because under the way I was under the impression it works is your first year in college, your eligibility starts regardless if you're playing a sport or not. That's why you had that 55-year-old running back up at SC State playing, because he never went to college until he was 50. You know,
who?
So that 55-year-old SC State had a 55-year-old running back play a couple downs.
55.
No shit, 55 years old. Yeah, and they let him get a couple carries too. They didn't even just have him on.
When was this?
This must have been back in. Let me see. I'll tell you right now.
It's been a while.
It was probably back in like 2020. Oh no, this was back in 2016. But yeah, he was 55 years old. He played against Shannon Sharp's alma mater of Savannah State, and he gained 3 yards on his first carry. So an absolute tank. But yeah, that's how I was under the impression eligibility works. That's why I was extremely surprised that worked with Shefflin. I don't know if
I don't know. Jack Wino. Matt says, let's test Carolina Jackpot's football knowledge. How many NCAA Division I teams in football have terrapins as their mascot? I believe it would be one.
Yeah, surely. The one with the ugliest fucking uniforms in college football.
That's because they're patterned after their flag.
I know. It looks like, bro, honestly, I wouldn't doubt that could cause somebody a seizure just looking at that fucking helmet they got on, dude. It is so out there. Just the whole flag. I get it's based off the flag, but like, it's just fucking weird. I mean, South Carolina's logos.
It looks like somebody ate a bag of Skittles and half a box of baking soda and then barfed all over a damn football.
Yeah. It looks like an LSD fever dream. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. They're trying too hard to be Oregon while sticking to the state roots, and it just can't.
Yeah, they've got the Oregon. They got the unis in that down pat, but the football's lacking. It's just
which there's some good Gamecock news. I don't know what you think about this, Rob. Seen a couple preseason, which granted, it don't mean nothing, but a couple NFL mock drafts for next year have Lenoris going 1. I'm not ready to go that far, but I'm starting to get. I was cautiously optimistic at the projections for him, but damn it, I'm starting to get in that mode of hope. You know what I mean? It's growing on me. I'm reading into what the media is telling me, and I'm getting pretty damn excited. And actually, I saw a couple Clemson players up there at the top 10 too. I believe it was T.J. Parker, and who's that other defensive guy y'all got going next year? Parker Woods, was it?
Peter Woods.
Peter Woods,
T.J. Parker. I think Klubnik is like a top 4 pick in like 3 different mock drafts.
My opinion on Klubnik, I don't know if you disagree, Rob. As far as the quarterbacks going into the draft, I think he has a lower ceiling but a higher floor, if that makes sense. I think he's probably more ready to come in and play now but I don't think he's going to come in and light shit up for you. I think maybe players like Arch Manning and Lenoris might. Well, granted, because you've also seen Cade a lot, so obviously you know his floor and ceiling's kind of been established at this point. But that's what I think is going to hold him back, is the other quarterbacks in the draft just seemingly have a bit more potential. I kind of put him in the Nussmeier category. I think both of them, they probably should have left a little earlier, to be honest. I think sticking around for that long is going to hurt them. But what do I know? I don't get paid to do that.
I promise I'll look into the eligibility thing, because I'm wondering about that too. I mean, he played 4 years of college basketball. It should be get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, is he still going to be a student? Has the motherfucker not graduated yet?
What the hell are you going to take for classes? Jackpot.
Yeah, exactly.
101. I mean, you've already got your degree. Fuck.
Dude's going to be taking golf and bass fishing.
Nectarino says they have projections showing Harbor going to the first.
I saw that too. No,
well,
not yet.
I mean, they drafted Anthony Richardson to play quarterback in the first round.
That's a damn good point, Cal.
But he didn't have any college stats to speak of either. I mean,
and Harbor has more experience than him. Didn't Anthony Richardson only start like a year and a half, if I'm not mistaken? If like that. So that's a fair point. NFL, they do draft based off of athleticism as well. I mean, that's kind of why Jadeveon went first overall pick. Realistically, I mean, his if I'm being honest, his stats his senior year certainly didn't warrant first overall pick, but he's a fucking combine warrior.
I'll check on that for the next show, but gentlemen, I'm getting ready to. I got to get ready to go to bed.
Y'all go to. Yeah, man, I'll let y'all go. Go Gamecocks. Paul, you're dead to me. I'll never. 22-3, bro. Go cry yourself to sleep, man. Slip in the shower, please. Go Gamecocks, though. On to the football season.
Go Cox.
He just wished your geriatric coach to fall in the shower. God damn it.
That's awful.
This program is.
That's somebody's grandpa, damn it.
Yeah. Maybe somebody's great grandpa. All right. Well, it's been a great show. We appreciate you guys, and we'll be back at it on Wednesday. Thank you so much.